Hi guys, 732 Review Crew back. I am Mikey.
And I'm Mike.
And this is our reaction to Knives Out as voted on by our Patreon community. Now, I'm very excited for this one because I don't know too much about it except that the former Bond is in it.
I know nothing.
And Ana de Armas. And I'm very excited to see what it's about because it's apparently very good. This is really just a really blind reaction because our community wants us to watch it and we don't know anything else.
Do you think Joe had seen it?
Joe probably saw it. Rest in peace, Joe. No, I'm kidding. Please don't. Besides that, though, we're ready to jump into this. We're going to be starting in 3, 2, 1. And thank you to our Patreon community for voting on this. And thank you for joining us.
Is he dead? He's not there. He's dead.
That's a lot of blood.
Excuse me, ma'am. You with the help?
Hey, her name's Marta. She was Granddad's nurse. She's with us. You're part of this family.
Aw.
How you doing, kiddo?
Oh, it's Jamie Lee Curtis. Look at that fucking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good girl. Hard worker. Family's from Ecuador.
Okay.
Great Nana. Harlan's mom.
Nana?
Wow. How old is she?
140.
We have no idea.
Is that Daniel Craig?
You had to find a game to play with him, and if you did that, and you played by his rules,
The boy is literally a Nazi.
He's an alt-right troll.
Kids today with the internet.
Granddad gives my mom a yearly allowance. He's never missed wiring a tuition payment to my schools.
If I could pause.
Please ask. Yes.
Who is that guy?
Okay. So who the fuck is that?
This is Benoit Blanc.
Well, Blanc.
Yes.
Isn't it the same guy from Glass Onion?
This is Glass Onion. 5 hours Glass Onion. You saw Glass Onion?
Yeah, I saw the other one.
Yeah, it's a sequel.
Oh, okay.
I'm here at the behest of a client.
who?
I cannot say.
I love his accent.
Is he using a Texas accent?
Harlan hired her to be around to take care of whatever medical needs popped up. But really, she's like part of the family. Family's from Paraguay.
They don't know where she's from.
We get the job done.
But Charlie, Walt runs the merchandising, adaptations.
Are you baiting me to do
Oh.
And if you think I am dumb enough to be baited to shit-talking my baby brother in front of a police detective and a state trooper,
Walt doesn't run shit.
It's unfair of me to keep you tethered to something that isn't yours to control.
Ooh.
You're fired.
Dad, are you firing me?
No, we'll talk details tomorrow.
Well, there's a motive.
That's too obvious.
It is too obvious.
Look, we all love Ransom. He's a good kid. We love him. But he's always been the black sheep of the family.
It's never the black sheep. I think it's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Harlan at that time?
I don't think so.
You see, I spoke with the caterer this morning. She did hear Harlan in a screaming
Ooh.
match with somebody that afternoon in his study.
You tell her or I will.
Oh.
I've put all of it in this letter to her. Tomorrow she gets
Motive.
Harlan.
What were you seeing Harlan about?
It was just a mix-up with the payment for Meg's tuition.
You stop?
Yeah, the school hasn't got the check yet. I don't know why Alan didn't mail it.
Well, Alan didn't mail it because he caught a discrepancy.
Oh.
You have been double-dipping Meg's tuition.
He's gonna look for the letter.
Wow.
He's really good at that. You just burn it. Why are you opening it?
What the hell?
It's pretty anticlimactic when it's open.
You think it's gonna come back? Immediately.
I mean, the guy practically lives in a clue board.
It does look like a clue figure right there, doesn't it?
Colonel Mustard?
I've been doing a little poking. You're hired on a part-time basis as a registered nurse, yes?
He needed a friend.
Huh.
I suspect that Harlan has told you much unfiltered truth about each of them. You have a regurgitative reaction to Miss Truden.
Oh.
It's a physical thing that just the thought of lying. Yeah, it makes me puke.
What? That's great.
Is Richard having an affair?
Why
He got her by the fucking...
pull at loose threads on their
Huh.
parachutes.
No.
Oh, shit! Oh, dear girl, I'm sorry. I assumed you were speaking figuratively.
That was significant.
Yeah.
Miss Cabrera, one moment, please.
Yes, I just want to get some scope.
Miss Cabrera. Was Harlan planning on cutting off Joni's allowance?
Oh, Joni.
Oh my God.
Don't answer that if you're gonna puke again.
Meg
Please.
said, did he plan to fire Walter?
Can I just wait inside? I feel like I should-
All right, stay close, all right? Who hired you?
I do not know. An envelope of cash showed up at my apartment yesterday with a news clip and a threat of his death. An envelope of cash.
Those are creaky
Up in Harlan's
stairs.
bedroom, and his attic office creak horribly. And Linda is a light sleeper, so we know every time someone took the stairs at night.
Except Linda. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It gotta be Linda.
Waking Linda.
That's terrible.
He explained that they had just knocked over the go
I
board
just knocked over the go board.
Oh, play and go.
Dude, why would they put her room under the stairs?
by Marta leaving.
Walt, I'm leaving.
Mood.
By someone coming down the stairs. Harlan, who came down for a midnight snack,
Dad, go back to bed.
which Walt tried to discourage. Now, sometime later that night, it's undetermined, but possibly near 3 a.m., Meg woke up because the dogs were barking outside. We saw from the blood spat patterns that they were uninterrupted, meaning it's almost impossible for anyone to have been around them at the time.
Must have came from behind him.
Physical evidence can tell a clear story with a forked tongue.
I like that line.
Can you just take your goddamn medicine and go to bed?
If you're going to put that vile shit in me, you'll have to earn it. On my birthday.
That's right. He likes games.
I'll whip your ass.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, I love how they're like old friends. It's so cute.
Why can't I beat you at this game?
Because I'm not playing to beat you. I'm playing to build a beautiful pattern.
That's elder abuse. I call the AARP.
You get the build, abuelo.
Oh, the first noise.
Madison got dumped.
No, it's in the vials.
I cut the line on all four of them.
Or?
Walt, Branson, Richard, Meg.
Oh, okay.
Confident, stupid,
The dagger? Too rusty.
until you can't tell the difference
Rusty.
Never mind.
between a stage prop and a real knife.
You wanted to drugs?
This stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, come and send me through. La la la. This stuff is the best.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Oh, she overdosed him.
You gave me 100 milligrams of the good stuff. So what happens?
Shouldn't he be feeling it by now?
Emergency shot of naloxone so you don't die in 10 minutes.
Oh, well, no pressure. You know, this is an interesting and efficient method of murder. Marta,
I hope you have an
do you
oxygen.
have an extra stuff?
I'm gonna find it. He's not here, Harlan. I don't know why he's not here. What are you doing?
Listen to me.
Harlan, I need to call
Stop
the
this,
ambulance.
stop
They
this,
need to
Mark.
get here.
There's no time, you have to listen.
I'm calling the family.
We have 6 minutes. We have got to get you out of this. Think of your mom.
Oh, she was gonna be the fall guy.
Go downstairs as noisily as you can, and then say goodbye loudly.
Walt, I'm leaving.
Then, to avoid the security cameras, pull off the road before the carved elephant.
Wow.
Was it before or after?
After the carved elephant.
No, he said before. Was it?
The after four.
The after 4.
The dogs will know you. They shouldn't bark.
Aw.
You've got to get up to the 3rd floor without being seen. And the only way is to climb the side trellis and come in through the trick hall window.
You gotta be kidding me.
I am not. Do it.
I love this. This got so good.
And for God's sake, don't make any noise.
The dogs are like, what is she doing?
What the
What the fuck?
Get my robe and cap from my bedroom and put them on.
Harlan, this is crazy. I don't think I can do
We need
that.
to make this so airtight that the average cop will entirely dismiss you as a suspect.
He's a murder fucking... Right.
Yeah.
Walter's smoking outside and he'll see you. Security cameras show you driving off, and 20 minutes later, I'm seen alive and well by my son.
Grandma.
Grandson.
That's perfect.
No, I can't lie.
So he didn't
You
hire.
know I can't lie, I'll puke.
Well, then don't lie. Tell fragments of the truth in this exact order.
We played our nightly game of Go. At some point, he knocked the board over, and Joni came up to check on us. I gave him pain medication. He pulled his shoulder last week, and I left him in his study. At midnight.
What kind of medication did you give him?
Since his injury, I've been giving him 100 milligram IV push of Toradol, and to help him sleep, 3 milligrams of morphine.
And the family was aware of this.
Yes, of course.
Wow.
There's this Hallmark movie called Deadly by Surprise with Danica McKellar, and in it she plays his wife who's getting poisoned by her husband. And my cousin, who's a receptionist at the medical examiner's office, she says that stuff totally happens.
Love him.
No, I don't like him. He's an asshole. But maybe an asshole is.
Oh, God, yeah. An asshole is what Germany needed in 1930.
Our way of life and our culture.
If the Swiss were like
No,
clogging in
we
the
allow
streets,
them in, and they think they own.
they're
with
putting.
ours.
You're gonna hate hearing this, but it's true. America is for America.
Bro, this writing. It's too real. It's too real.
Please,
Oh my god.
your family.
I've been in this room so many times.
But you did it right.
Bro.
Hey, friend, do you still have your stash?
Dash?
Take them whenever you need them. They're just drying out since she gave me that jewel.
What?
It's just everything.
You're gonna make her smoke while she's having a panic attack?
She's fine. She ate the entire salmon spread already.
Walt, did you tell Marta yet what we all talked about?
No, not yet. Is now a good time?
Yes.
Have you been smoking grass?
No.
The whole family. We'd like to take care of you.
We all think that you deserve something.
Financially.
Oh.
To help you out. You were never anything but good.
No.
I thought you should have been at the funeral. By the way, I was outvoted.
What's with the voting?
Who said that originally?
Linda?
I anticipate the terminus of gravity's rainbow.
Never read it.
I haven't read it though.
Neither have I.
That's true. Ah.
The medical examiner was ready to rule this a suicide. I searched the grounds on the house, begin my investigation. I want you to be by my side for it.
He's gonna find the broken chalice.
If you want my insight into the family, none of them are murderers. That's my insight.
Dude, I wish we were in theaters. I really want some movie popcorn right now.
We should have popcorn right now. We should turn this into a basket. Cup holders.
Poor girl. The wood paneling.
Harlan, I have to get you help.
You do as I say, and everything will be just fine.
It was a suicide.
Oh my god. Oh wow.
Huh.
She can't be blamed because he killed himself.
Well, I mean,
Well, she drugged him. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
that was pretty heavy.
Fuck.
50 years ago, I worked this estate. You know, security back then was such that you had to make...
Yes!
Who is that?
It's the guy from Snow Dogs.
What? How'd you make that connection?
His voice, dude. I saw Snow Dogs like 8 times.
I saved the tape from that night. To avoid the security cameras, pull off the road after the carved elephant.
What happened?
You got to keep holding it down or else it'll eject. That thing eats tapes like popcorn.
You think your guys can digitize this so we can scan it properly?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Sus. Oh. Fridge magnet. Wiped it. Uh-oh.
It's a pleasant thing to say, isn't it?
Walk on your steps. Follow your steps.
No, stay there. What? Whoa. Okay. Marta, stay there. Marta, no, Marta, stay there, Marta. No.
Did you call me?
All right.
I love this.
Hurry.
Puppies.
His character is a dog.
Yeah, well, they've got plans to read the will at around 10. So.
Marta's gonna get a decent chunk, I bet.
All of it. All the kids got cut off.
Sweet beans.
She's been standing there for 3 days. It's not loud.
Oh, let me guess.
Ransom.
We're officers of the law. You gonna run me in? I don't feel like talking. I'm distraught.
You want to ask this guy some questions?
All right, what is this? What's this arrangement?
Mr. Drysdale.
CSI KFC?
Those biscuits.
Funny,
Need
Ransom,
biscuits.
You skipped the funeral, but you're early for the will reading. It's funny you're here at all. Why are you even bothering? That's what I'm asking myself.
What the hell were you doing in the bathroom all night?
Nothing.
Swatting Syrian refugees.
No, I was not.
Alt-right troll.
Liberal snowflake.
I don't know what any of that means.
Son's a little.
You gotta do this more often.
I think it means our father finally came to his senses and cut this worthless little brat out of his will.
Son,
Father.
did Harlan tell you he was going to cut you out of the will?
Yep.
Well, then he's done what none of us were strong enough to do. Maybe this might finally make you grow up.
Damn.
What the fuck?
I'm warning you.
Uh-oh.
Said I'm warning you.
It's I found trellis
Have
piece.
ransom in there. That's the kind of thing he says.
You want this? You want this? Wait a minute. Well, that doesn't make sense. Where's that window? Analyze that mud. It will match these traces. The game is afoot. Hey, Watson?
Okay, Sherlock. It's a sick house, though.
It's a gorgeous house.
No one move until we figure this all out.
What? Can we ask why? Has something changed?
No.
No, it hasn't changed, or no, we can't ask.
Mr. Stevens.
Harlan altered his will a week before he died. He sealed it. He asked me not to submit it to the courts for probate until after his death. So.
This poor lawyer.
60 million.
Yes, 60 million in
Why does she have
various
to keep
cash
playing?
accounts and investments. Please accept it with grace and without bitterness, but do accept it. It's for the best, Dad. Wow. Well, yeah, not too complex at all. This will be quick. Yada, yada, yada. I hereby direct that all my assets, both liquid and otherwise, I leave in their entirety to Marta Cabrera. My entire owner. catalog likewise. I'll
No. It's right.
He's been
Not even. He's so happy.
I don't know what to say. We're here.
Richard, we need to talk. We need to fight this thing. We're not going anywhere. I said get out!
It's Marta's house now, though.
This is still our house.
No. Legally.
Oh, sorry. Likewise, the house at 2 Dearborn Drive and all belongings therein I leave to Marta Cabrera.
She's like, I gotta go. I gotta go.
What's happening? I don't know why he.
He is our father.
DM me on Instagram, okay? I want to talk to you.
She really doesn't have much of a choice.
From Massachusetts?
That's nice.
I think this could be the best thing to happen to all of you. What does he mean by that?
I fucking love it.
Ransom. His name is Ransom. You think he's gonna ransom her?
I feel like that's way too on the nose, buddy. I think he's just laughing at his family right now.
There's got to be a bigger reason why, and you know
Well,
it.
how about it had to do more with you guys than with me?
Wow.
Yeah, it's the only thing that makes sense. Clarity. Like from here on out, I was gonna have to fend for myself. And that felt good.
Okay, so he woke up.
Marta.
Is it chili?
I know 3 things.
It's gotta be chili, right? There's bread.
I know he didn't commit suicide. I know lying makes you puke. I know he just ate a full plate of baked beans and sausage.
This is torture.
Look me in the eye and tell me what happened to my grandfather.
What about undue influence?
Yeah, undue influence. How about that? Huh?
Did you just Google that?
Look, Marta.
Your Honor, she endeared herself to him through hard work and good humor. That won't cut the salami.
The Slayer rule.
Well, what the hell's the Slayer rule?
Well, it's if someone is convicted of killing the person, they don't get their inheritance.
Not even convicted, even if they're held responsible for their death in civil court.
Suddenly everyone's like, but what if? What if?
Detective Blank? You said the investigation is ongoing.
There is much that remains unclear, but yes, I suspect foul play.
She has to renounce the inheritance.
She knows it's what she should do. It's the right thing.
I like how they're just like, okay, fuck that, never mind.
Mom, she'll do it.
If Granddad wanted to give Marta everything, then that's what he wanted.
No, this wasn't him. He loved us. He wanted us taken care of. He wanted you to have an education.
Oh my god.
You think I can pay for your school?
I don't care if I go to jail, but my mom, my sister, you're gonna say something?
I always thought I was the only one that could beat him at go. I'm not gonna tell my family shit.
Whoa.
You're not gonna go to jail. That detective's not gonna catch you. Let me help you go all the way.
What's
What?
going on? This isn't you. You could just turn me in right now and still get your cut of the inheritance. Why?
Because fuck my family. I can help you get away with this. And then, you're gonna give me my cut of the inheritance.
The cracked phone is too real.
I guess I wanted to ask, what are you gonna do? I think you should give it back to us. I know he was like family to you, but we're his actual family.
What the hell?
And Mom's broke. She says I'm gonna have to drop out of school.
Listen, I won't let that happen. Whatever money you need, I'll give it to you. I'm here for you. And I want you to know I'm gonna take care of you. I promise that. Okay?
Thanks.
And once I...
Never mind, JK, I'm not doing it.
They just hung up on her. That's so fucked, dude.
Martha, get your ass up. What the hell is happening? There's a guy here and a bunch of stuff. Everything's going crazy. Are we rich?
Maybe. At least I don't know.
I don't even know what that means.
20 missed calls by 8 a.m. Adam.
Wait, so is that true? Are we rich?
That's so fucking
Dude, they keep
cool.
bringing out the reference to him writing this. Is he alive?
He could
What if he's dressed as her? I don't know, dude.
I think you have something you want to tell me.
Walt?
Yeah, I came, hey, how you doing? Yeah, we all kind of went a little crazy yesterday.
Understandable.
I'm kind of afraid for her.
Marta, is it your intention to renounce the inheritance?
This is what Harlan wanted.
Harlan put you in a very hard position here. I mean, it was unfair of him.
Oh,
I hate
what
it.
a scumbag.
The kind of press and scrutiny that this kicks up, and we know with your mother.
Oh no, they're threatening her mother.
We don't want to attack you with this, but Marta, if your mother came into the country illegally, I'd be afraid that could come to light. And that's what we want to avoid here. We can protect you.
With the family's resources, you could help me fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, with the right lawyers, you know, not the...
The same ones that she could hire.
Okay, good. Because Harlan gave me all your resources. So that means with my resources, I'll be able to fix it. So I guess I will find the right lawyers.
Marta, that's... Better be sure that's what you want.
Yeah, what's going on with this envelope that's not written on? Office of the Chief Medical. Uh-huh.
Marta, this is going to show the morphine overdose. I mean, the actual evidence is sitting up the street at the crime lab. There's no demands, there's no meeting place. What's the point in sending you this?
There's a fire? What the fuck?
This is insane.
Marta, this means the blackmailer has the only paper copy of the thing that can prove
Or I think it's ransom.
You didn't get any other instructions, no phone call, no email, nothing?
It should be dumb because he could just say, hey, I got it. Give me my inheritance. Bye.
There is one.
Yeah, that's it. 1209 Columbus Road.
Proton mail.
What?
Just say hi. He's already seen you. No, what's so sus?
Ah, sketch!
They know that's your car, dude.
Go, go, go! Are you flooring
I am literally flooring it.
Little Hyundai accent.
It's not really speeding, is it?
I'm pulling over.
If you miss your chance to get this tox report, it's all over.
Whoa!
Why are we stopping? Why are you stopping in the middle of the road?
So dumb. This is so dumb. What do you mean? Stop.
Oh my god, I'm just pure adrenaline right now. I feel like I swallowed bees.
That was the dumbest car chase of all time.
I spoke to Juanetta Thromby, great Nana. Night at the party, she saw someone climbing the trellis to the 3rd floor.
She said ransom, remember?
Ransom came back, she said. A case with a hole in the middle. A donut.
Or a bagel.
Do you mind if I stop for a second? I need to pick something up. It'll be very quick.
Sure.
She just knew that was there.
Who's sitting in the chair? Linda?
With his shoe off?
Did he take the morphine?
What's with the shoe off? Fran.
Fran?
What? Morphine overdose.
Friend, well, I'm gonna call an ambulance now. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine, okay? Stay with me.
You did this. Don't get away with this.
What?
911, what's your emergency?
The thought of you stays right. Not go. Oh, Lord. Young Ransom just told Lieutenant Elliot everything.
Ransom.
Good. Wait, I hope he didn't cover for me. Did he tell you the real truth about me switching the...
Yeah.
Is the rest of the family here?
In the living room.
I think it would be better if we were together again.
Oh, because she's not getting arrested. Whoever stole her Noxel is getting arrested. Who was it, though?
I know where the tox report is.
The clock stash.
Mm-hmm. No morphine.
Excuse me! Good to her. You have all treated her like shit to steal back a fortune that you lost and she deserves. You're a pack of vultures at the feast. Knives out, beaks bloody.
Name.
Well, Miss Cabrera has decided, definitively, not to renounce the inheritance.
What? Is anybody else confused?
The ball?
I was expecting to hear it all.
The ball.
Granny.
Stand by with your additional officer.
Get the family out.
Yes, but not all of them, would you?
Which one poisoned him?
Monk.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
I love this unveil at the end.
It is not a
The guy in the
donut,
back row.
but a smaller donut with its own hole. And our donut is not a hole at all.
Monk.
The person must have known the contents of the will. If the intent was to reverse Marta's inheritance, they must have known that Marta was responsible. Trooper Wagner.
Trooper Wagner?
Marta, I'm so sorry. I told them everything.
Is this about what Grey Nana told you? She saw me that night. She mistook me for ransom.
You might tell us all why you hired me.
What?
Harlan told you everything.
You can't be serious. Not a red dime or word of my work to a single one of them, you included.
Marta? How would the topic of the will have steered around to Marta?
You're not just gonna throw away your fortune.
No, I'm giving it to Marta. All of it.
Your Brazilian nurse.
It's done.
I'm warning you. That's some heavy-duty conjecture.
Marta, the will, Harlan, do for yourself. You won't get away with this. And a plan formed.
This is gorgeous. I love how these movies end.
You return, careful to avoid the gate security camera range. You knew what medications Harlan took. You knew what Marta would be injecting him with that night. You used the syringes in the kit to switch the liquids and the two medications.
So she gave him a regular?
As a final precaution, you took the naloxone.
If he did that, if the meds were switched, then when I got them mixed up, I accidentally switched them back, so I gave Harlan...
The correct doses. I taped over the label of these two vials.
She knows the liquid
The
by...
vials themselves are identical.
The liquids are different in medicines based on the Constitution.
You knew because there is the slightest, almost imperceptible differences of tincture and viscosity between the two liquids.
Healthcare workers, let's go! Yeah.
You gave him the correct medication because you are a good nurse.
Take your guilt away.
It was a suicide.
All was perfectly fine.
But it was attempted murder by ransom.
In fact, if Harlan had listened to you and called the ambulance...
Fuck, dude.
Ransom, are you back again already?
Are you back again already? Because earlier that night...
Ransom, you're back.
Later that night, you'd have to come back to the house to retrieve the incriminating tampered vials. However, this time the dogs...
And they don't like him.
At 3 a.m.
You'd get the vials tomorrow. But tomorrow brings news, not of a medical error and a guilty nurse, but of a slit throat and a suicide. You know a crime has been committed by Miss Cabrera. You need her to be caught for it. You cannot reveal how you know.
Benny, look, I hear what you're saying, but just...
You must wait for your moment when the investigation is over and you know the house will be empty. And that is why you missed the funeral.
Because he was
No
here.
one home, or so you think.
Except Fran.
She witnessed you tampering with Harlan's medication in the medical bag.
That Hallmark movie she told me about with Danica McKellar.
Deadly by surprise.
She gets a copy of the toxicology report. Now, I will be honest, I have no idea how.
Because she has a cousin.
Right!
So why did she send it to me?
She didn't. She sent it to Ransom.
Which is why I was open.
He still thinks Marta has given Harlan the tampered drugs. A blood tox report will prove her guilt. He goes to the will reading in high spirits, ready to see the family tear itself apart, secure in the knowledge it will be all undone when the tox report comes to light. Marta's confession. And everything turns on its head. He now realizes that Marta has committed no crime, and the tox report will prove her innocence. Step 1. Destroy all evidence of Marta's innocence.
There's no, like, electronic system. They printed it out.
Don't you come near me. Don't come near me! I'm warning you!
She didn't say, you did this. She wasn't talking about me. She said, you did this. You did this.
By saving Fran's life. Though it meant her losing the inheritance and going to jail, she didn't play your game. She saved Fran's life.
Fran's okay. She told the truth.
Fran, who will confirm this very story.
Oh no, she died.
Doctor, that's great news.
She's lying.
We'll be there soon. Thank you. She's okay. She's ready to talk.
You think I'm not gonna fight to protect my home? Our birthright?
That is hooey. You know, Harlan, he bought this place in the 80s from a Pakistani real estate.
Kentucky Fried Foghorn Leghorn.
That's what it sounded like, Foghorn Leghorn.
Fran, but I guess I didn't. So what do you have on me?
Isn't destruction of all of that lab work like multiple counts?
Yeah!
She's lying!
That's right.
That guy's me. Oh no!
In for a penny.
Pound of flesh.
Benoit! Save her! They don't know the difference between a prop knife and a real knife. Great callback. Amazing. 10 out of 10.
Secret ink?
Secret language. Yeah. Oof.
When did you know I had something to do with Harlan's death?
Oh, from the first moment you set foot in front of me.
Oh, the blood.
You won, not by playing the game Harlan's way.
I love that.
You're a good person.
I like how she's drinking out of the My House mug.
I should help them, right?
Well, I have my opinion, but I have a feeling you'll follow your heart.
Give him each $1 million, tell him to fuck off. Punch to the black eye. My house, my rules.
Man, I fucking love these movies.
That was great. Oh my god. That was honestly one of the best movies I watched recently too. A lot of these newer movies that come out that are like, you know, just chaotic in the sense like Everything Everywhere All at Once in this movie have been just phenomenal, especially with the whole, you know, just the whole mystery of what's going on.
Cinema like that,
contemporary cinema. I mean, I feel like this was like a great dark comedy mystery movie. It was great.
So I've seen the Glass Onion movie previously, which finally I have a relevant movie.
So you saw the sequel somehow?
Benoit Blanc is probably one of my my favorite take on like a modern Sherlock Holmes type style character, and I think Daniel Craig absolutely fucking nails it. I like him so much more as this character than I do as 007.
You know what's crazy? Because like I feel like 007 as a character is like a template character, so you don't really get to do your own thing and make your own name,
right?
Because you're compared to all the
you're fulfilling a role.
You're fulfilling the role. You're compared to all the other Bonds.
You don't have a chance to make the role yourself.
Which he, you know, with Blanc, he does it himself.
He does so good at
so good.
it too.
And the best part I think of this entire movie was waiting to hear what he sounded like, because I was like, is he going to be a British detective? And no, he sounds like Foghorn. That's great. I love it. I couldn't place it at
Without
first.
going into spoilers, that's basically the how Glass Onion's written, and the end of that is similarly like, fuck yeah, dude, that's genius.
I mean, I really enjoyed all like the flashing back and forward. This one, sometimes when that happens in movies, I'm not really a big fan of it because it can be a confusing thing or makes it hard to follow. In this one, though, it really helps set the tone of the movie because it's a mystery movie. So we need to kind of see it. And I like how there was some, I guess there was some that were kind of like altered in terms of like, you know, our perspective, because unless we see it from like, you know, for example, when the Gobor falls, you know, we don't know what it looks like until you get the full perspective. But I mean, this movie really, it's just like Everything Everywhere All at Once. It feels like emotional whiplash in which you're going from laughing.
See, like, I know what you're saying about that,
not
but
as much.
Yeah, I wouldn't make the comparison to that. It's almost,
it's a lot of emotions. It has a good range.
Oh my god! And the dialogue they wrote so
and again
well.
with a feel good moment, because you know, it builds up. You're kind of confused with the mystery and the suspense. You kind of, you know, you making your list of suspects like I did. And then you kind of just keep going through the motions, and you kind of feel you get little pieces of the puzzle, just like the detectives get little pieces of the puzzle, which is a great thing, great writing to learn as the detectives learn, because we're not some you know, omnipotent, like, you know, viewer, which I feel like I enjoy that more because it adds to the suspense.
Right.
And then the moment you kind of get like some of the pieces of the puzzle, for example, you think Linda was the person just based on her just talking.
We're just throwing a dart off the beginning.
Throw that. You know, you think Wolf is is it Walt? Walt is it because he got, like, you know, he lost.
But the writing's so good in the fact that it was technically he killed himself. Like,
oh, it breaks my heart.
He was not murdered, even though there was attempted murder that was inadvertently stopped that then led to his own suicide.
Exactly. But
it's so convoluted, but like clear as day.
But until we get all the pieces of the evidence, we don't know that.
Right.
It requires going through the motions, and eventually we get the story from all the kids and find out they're all kind of being removed from the will in some sort of way and being cut off, which gives all the kids a motive to do it, but it doesn't place them at the scene. And then we finally speak to Marta, his personal aide / nurse, that gives us more information. And we learn that, and I think it's one of a great, like, you know, just characteristic for her. You know, she can't lie, and
she has such a good tell that sets up.
It's so good. And I mean, she throws up, which is great because, like, you know, it's so like visible as a tell. Like, it's not like a twitch. It's like literally she throws up when she lies, and the detectives use that to their advantage, and so does I believe. Ransom uses it to his advantage, or so he thinks, you know, because she eventually kind of learns how to surpass it. But part of that is also her friendship with Harlan, is he says he teaches her how to lie in a way where he says, just tell different parts of the truth, kind of, and you'll get around it by getting different parts out. Just don't tell the full story, which I thought just really exemplifies their friendship, because, you know, he's so lonely as a person. Anybody that comes to him just comes for money, but she's the only person that gives him some type of a joy. So he doesn't, and she doesn't know that he's in the will. I mean, he wrote her into the will, and he probably knows about the killer, you know, the Slayer rule. So like the moment he knows that that's potentially happening,
he was like, "You need to clear yourself."
And it just shows just how, like, you know, despite the fact that all these kids are shit and they're spoiled and all this stuff, Harlan himself, who is a self-made man, is still very grounded in his, you know, thoughts and whatnot, which is, you know, very rare from, you know, what you see as like a whole, almost like a dynasty family coming from this.
It's funny you say that, because I'm thinking of I've watched a couple, I guess 2 seasons of Succession, and the father in that movie or in that show is similarly just fed up with his children. However, he's not as nice as our main character here.
Interesting. So speaking of the main character, I love how he likes to play games in a way, which comes back many times in this whole thing, because one of the games is, you know, that's not really a game, but it's the secret letter to his daughter, which is amazing, because when the son-in-law finds it,
he's like, "Oh, it's just blank.
It's blank, whatever." Yeah, exactly. But they have a secret language. He's an eccentric man, and that's so good. And the way he reveals it, and you know, that part of, I guess that will take her focus instead of the inheritance.
And she was pretty much like the bulldog that was
owns-
charging it. So yeah, she's distracted with her divorce.
And she has a lot of money though, so like she has a prenup with her husband. He gets nothing. So I mean, she's a lot of money, and she's got like her own, I guess, business. It seemed like
She runs a real estate company out
Exactly.
of Boston, apparently.
So that she's probably making good money based on just her demeanor and whatnot. So she probably doesn't need the extra money. But when you're wealthy, any bit of extra wealth obviously adds.
What I do really like about this is the dialogue in these movies. I like that the knife callback was insane. How it was like a one-off line of like, these kids wouldn't know a real knife from a fake one, and he's like, it was like supposed to be a moment where he's talking to Marta as he's stabbing the thing. He's like, I wish I could fix it, blah blah blah, and then it all comes back at the very end where he literally tries stabbing her, but it's a fake knife from this insane prop setup that they have in the house. And like, that's just one of so many. The other part that absolutely sent me, there's two. It was the political family debate.
That was great.
Which was literally verbatim, like every time I've heard one. It was insane. And the personally, I've experienced this since my wife's from Honduras, is just no one knew where she was from, and it's every country except where they're from.
Mexico, you know, Ecuador, that was
Colombia,
that was
Mexico.
That was terrible, but also so funny.
It's so real. The dialogue,
but also just highlights American ignorance, because a lot of us will be like, the whole dialogue was great. You know, just the difference of characters. Just because they all came from a rich family doesn't mean they have the same viewpoints. Because obviously there's a split with, like, it almost feels like there's a liberal and conservative side on the families. But it's funny because, you know, while they have disputing, you know, dissenting viewpoints, they're brought together by their greed. Even the daughter, Meg,
right,
who technically had enough money to go to college, but her mom took it all for herself.
And then it made it her problem because the mom was just living off of it.
And she's like an influencer on Instagram. Like, oh, it's so many great little things that, you know, the director, the writers, and everything put in here.
Absolutely stellar.
My favorite, I wrote on this too, and I'm so glad it came back. It came back, I think, twice as far as I can remember, if not 3 times. The first one being the ball, when they threw the ball outside. We thought it was going to break a window. It didn't. First time it comes back is when they're walking outside. Detectives, and don't they walk over to Marta by doing so?
No, well, they walk around the house and then end up with Marta in the backyard.
So that's the plot device there. And then the second time that I can remember it being a plot device is with the daughter bringing it back to the room and then putting it on the stand and then finding the letter next to it.
Yeah, pretty much. If he hadn't thrown that ball, that wouldn't have happened.
And then there's a third one, I think. I believe there's a third one. Maybe I'm wrong, where the dogs run up and down the mud path with the ball. But
the dogs are actually critical to this story, and it's that's what I really like about these movies, is that they really do encapsulate the good writing idea of like everything should be relevant.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a detail in this movie that was irrelevant. Every line of dialogue, the dogs being in that, like, involved in the story, they weren't just like, oh, there's dogs, which is why they barked at 3 a.m. Like, the dogs were critical to everything lining up. Like, it's very good writing. It's beautifully done. I love it.
I love it too. I'm gonna say one of the things I wrote down I had to bring up. I love how you noticed there was a guy from Snow Dogs in this, because
oh my god, I love him.
That's a great thing for you to bring up. You're like, is that him? Is that him?
As soon as I heard the voice, I was like, I know that voice. That was a core memory.
I like how there also was the Gravity Rainbow little comment about the book.
And then I was like, I've never read it.
And they were like,
no one's ever read it.
Nobody's ever read that book. And you're like, oh, okay, great. I don't know if you ever recognize some of the background dialogue or things going on, especially the background dialogue between the police officers that are there. It's pretty funny.
What do you mean by that?
The cop and the lieutenant, the patrolman. And sometimes they were saying stuff that was like either there was subtitles for, or it was just slightly out of like subtitle, but you could still hear it. And it was just so much fun. Like, you know, like, he's like, oh, like, you know, the one patrolman was like, oh my god, you know, and the other detective's like, I don't get it, and stuff like that. It's
big fan. I love the books. That's why I was seeing this. Then while I was like going, the lieutenant was like, all right, chill out there. He's like, no, let him cook. Let him cook.
Let's see what else. There's one or two things left to bring up. So I like how everything did come back to, for example, you said the broken Travis Was it Travis? Trellis came back, but not in the way we thought it would, because technically, because of the broken trellis happened, they find the secret entrance, but it actually pins Ransom instead of her because of what
Because he goes to
grandma
look up
said.
and sees grandma and is like...
And we didn't notice that when grandma said that the first time. Her first dialogue
Back
was just
again, yeah,
back again. And
already.
I, on second watch, that'll be like, oh my God, it's so in front of us. But like, you're like, well, yeah, back again. Yeah, he visited today and he's back again. But no, it's literally because it was like hours before that. And I love how there's just, almost like this comedic opposites of what happened between him and her. So the dogs didn't let him in. The dogs were like, "Oh, you come on in. We know you."
And Benoit even calls that fact out at closer. He's like, they're the best judge of character.
Yes, the dogs literally tell us who's the evil person. And because Linda comes in and they're like, "Oh, my puppies," and the dogs are like, "We love you," because she obviously comes and visits the dogs. But it seems like this. I guess that's her son was Ransom. He doesn't visit often.
The dogs don't like him.
Yeah. Besides that, I just want to say this was just a fun time. The characters were all centric and great. I loved everybody, even if there's, character tropes like the liberal college girl and the alt-right, white guy, boy, whatever. And like, and the whole argument they had, as well as, everything. I just loved how it was a great movie with great themes. And the theme of it by the end is, is that Marta had to be herself the entire time, because if she trusted her instinct from the start, he would still be alive. That's the biggest thing to bring up, is the liquids were swapped. And when you work in healthcare, I'm a radiology tech for people who are new here. When we do things, contrast related, even contrast related, or even injection related, medicines have different viscosities, is what she noticed. And that's why, as a nurse, even though she was drunk,
not drunk, but yeah,
she was tipsy. Her instincts was to do the liquid that was viscous, even though the labels were switched. And that's the most heartbreaking thing, is she gave him the correct dose of Toradol, which is like a muscle relaxant, 100 milligrams, and gave him 3 milligrams of morphine, which was the correct dose. And it's, his love for her, because of how she treats him, led him to do so, kill himself in this situation. But in reality, he should have just followed her instincts like she did with the poor Fran who died. Who shout out to Fran, who fucking out, her stash was crazy. I love that. That's a great little funny thing.
Again with the details.
Last thing to bring up is, for me, is also I enjoyed the inheritance lawyer, because he was like, with sound mind and body, blah 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 blah.
He's so fed up. He was literally sitting there and he's just like, listen, there's two facts, this and this. We're good. And they're like, but what is, but he was like, did you just Google that? I was like, yo, stop.
He's on his phone like,
stop.
But what about, what about Slayer was brought up too? Because I Googled it, but obviously Ransom didn't Google it.
I did just Google it.
But I loved how Ransom was sitting there the entire time with a good giggly smile. I thought it was because he knew that they were all losing their inheritance, but it was because he knew that she was going to be Slayer ruled and that he was going to get his inheritance. Oh, fucking great movie. Love that one. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize. As soon as I realized that it was the same thing as Glass Onion, I was like, I'm going to love this fucking movie.
I think it probably was it better than that with Sex
I think they're both just as good. I gotta say, like,
this probably was a great shock when it first came out.
This is just, I want more.
I love how you're like, this is
I want 27.
I like how you're like, this was Clue, and then they literally like, this is Clue. There's a picture, and this.
It looks just like Clue.
All right. Ready to wrap it up?
I think so.
Thank you for joining us with the 732 Review Crew. I'm Mikey.
I'm Mike.
And if you do enjoy this movie reaction, do check out our Patreon, which has a full length for this one, as well as movie tier polls every month that you can vote on to decide what we watch every month. Especially next month being Halloween month, you get to decide a spooky movie. And maybe we can convince Eddie to watch those with us, because Eddie is really, really, really bad with spooky movies. So we'll get him on it. Don't worry. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Make sure you check out every other, reaction that we did for movies too. A lot of our movies have been fun. For example, The Matrix was a lot of fun. Fight Club was a lot of fun.
Everything Everywhere All at Once was good.
That was a great one. And if you have any recommendations
all of our
for
Patreon
movies,
picks are really good, actually.
Patreon. If you have any recommendations for movies that match this level of greatness, let us know. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Toodaloo.